a freshman student, Christopher Phillips, lobbed this final question to Stelter, and I think it's worth watching.
Hi, thank you for coming. My name is Christopher Phillips. I'm a first year at the college. My question is for Mr. Stelter. You've all spoken extensively about Fox News being a purveyor of disinformation, but CNN is right up there with them. They pushed the Russian collusion hoax. They pushed the Jussie Smollett hoax. They smeared Justice Kavanaugh as a rapist, and they also smeared Nick Salmon as a white supremacist. And yes, they dismissed the Hunter Biden laptop affair as pure Russian disinformation. With mainstream corporate journalists becoming little more than apologists and cheerleaders for the regime, is it time to finally declare that the canon of journalistic ethics is dead or no longer operative? All the mistakes of the mainstream media, and CNN in particular, seem to magically all go in one direction. Are we expected to believe that this is all just some sort of random coincidence, or is there something else behind it?
It's too bad. It's time for lunch.
Of course it is.
You have 30 seconds.
No, I mean,
Second
there's
lunch.
a clock that says 30 seconds. But I think my honest answer to you, and I'll come over and talk in more detail after this.
No, he doesn't.
Is that
When the cameras aren't looking
I think
at
you're
me.
describing a different channel than the one that I watch. But I understand that
Yeah,
is a
Out
popular
TV.
right-wing narrative about CNN. I think it's important when we talk about shared reality and democracy. All these networks, all these news outlets have to defend democracy. And when they screw up, admit it. But
Admit it,
when
huh?
Benjamin Hall, the Fox correspondent, was wounded in Ukraine,
Oh, you pivoted.
the news
Thanks.
crews at CNN and the New York Times stopped what they were doing, and they tried to help. They tried to help
Okay.
him get out of the country. They tried to find the dead crew members. That's what
As
news outlets
normal
do.
people would do.
That's how they actually do work together. To your question about sharing those kinds of connections.
Points to
and
someone else.
trust.
They're like, I didn't ask
We
a
don't talk
question.
about it
Yeah,
enough,
what are you
though.
talking about?
We don't
You-
share
you're
that
my buddy.
reality about how that happens.
It's just
and
a
with
maid.
regards to the regime, I think you mean the President Biden.
The
last
President
time I
Biden?
spoke with a Biden aide, we yelled at each other. So that's the reality of the news business that people
No,
don't
come on.
see, that people don't hear.
That was just dirty
They
talk.
imagine that it's a situation that simply is not.
They were listening
but
to
I think
Screamo.
your question, it speaks to the failure of journalism to show our work and show the reality of how our profession operates. We have a lot of work to do, I think.
Okay, well, I've got a blinking red
No
I know
light.
we can keep going, but there's lunch
Okay.
right out in the hallway.
I know, we've got it's lunchtime.
There's lunch right out in the hall.
I can smell it. I'm flying to it.
By that
like
he
a
means
cartoon.
there's the craft table for everyone else and a trough labeled Stelter.
One of those giant full-body
Yeah,
bibs.
exactly.
Don't go bake in my heart.
Don't
written on-
don't